hello, hello. Good morning and welcome to PG Connects London 2025. It's all right. Good morning and welcome to PG Connects London 2025. That's better. God, my fragile ego needs this. My name's Chris James, and if you don't know me, I'm the CEO of Still Media. I'm going to click through. Is the clicker working? That would be great. No, that's not the one. This is the great thing of change. That's not the first slide, my friend. Okay, anyway, I'm the CEO of Still Media, the company behind these conferences, as well as the leading media such as PocketGame.com, PocketGame.biz, PG Games, PC Games Insider, Blockchain Gamer, and various other things. Oh, there we go. I'm just waiting for the slide to come in. Yes, there we go. We can live without that first one. It's fine. Just we'll go back. It's fine. Right. Anyway, moving on. Anyway, as I was, you don't get to see the picture of me gurning as usual, but we can say we are now part of a bigger family. We're part of the Enthusiast Gaming family. I don't know if you know those guys, but Enthusiasts run a lot of properties in the game space, from partnerships with sports leagues like the NFL and NHL, where they can combine pro gamers with athletes. They've got the Luminosity esports team. They run a video network, which has currently got a new brand coming out. They run U.GG, which is tools for people playing League of Legends and other things. Icy Veins website, the Sims Resource, Fantasy Football Scout, and even have their own casual games label via Addicting Games. So there's a bit of an image of some of the stuff they do, very exciting. And they're now also looking to extend into the publishing space, working with kind of indie games with the Addicting Games studio label. My colleague JB Elliott is here at the show, so if you want to talk to him about that, he'll be here chatting about that. Anyway, before I get into the specifics of the show, I'd like to take a few minutes to take stock of the current landscape and the current industry. And it's the time of year when everyone's kind of doing that. Everyone's chalking up the data of the last year, and they're making predictions for the year ahead. So that's what we're going to do first of all. So I thought I'd get in on that. I'd try and take the temperature, see what's going on. So first of all, I went out and asked a few kind of select developers how they were feeling about the industry right now. And the responses were pretty varied, I'd say. It went from kind of broadly contented to slightly concerned. Now, I think it's fair to say, it wasn't all good, it's fair to say it's been a tough period for the industry. And with good reason, a little bit of serious point. Over the last 18 months, according to various kind of projections, we have lost from our ranks up to 40,000 people, which is an incredible amount across globally. And we do take that seriously, and that's kind of very sad. Hopefully it's only temporary. We actually here run our own dedicated career zone. We have a recruitment track, all dedicated to help people get back into work who are looking for jobs. And contrary to kind of some of the popular reporting, there are actually people recruiting right now. So if you're in between gigs, please go to our career zone, which is over the other side of there, and check that out. Anyway, onwards. So talking to individual developers wasn't that useful, so I thought I'd go to the real experts, the industry experts, and look at their predictions and projections. A lot of these sites, our own PocketGame.biz, VentureBeat, Games Industry, Deconstructor Fun, all doing their own kind of predictions for the year right now. And I've kind of tried to kind of summarize some of the key vibes going on. Here's a few key statements. Get used to the new normal. This is the year of the Ming-Va strategy. AI will simultaneously change everything, be essential for every part of the games making process, whilst ultimately being disappointing. So it's kind of like Schrodinger's AI or something. It's a new thing. Yeah, lots of positivity there. We've got Grand Theft Auto 6 coming. It's going to sell tons, but apparently it's going to suck the oxygen out of the PC console. Continued consolidation, good for the big boys, terrible for small studios. Generally, the vibe is that 2025 is going to be better, but not by much. I did notably also take some time out to read through Matthew Ball's extensive State of the Industry PowerPoint, all 221 slides. Anybody else read that? I've read, there's a lot of that. A lot of it's broadly saying that our best years are behind us, which is great. To be fair, I didn't read all of it, but I did go through some of it at least. I gave it a bit of a go. But it's a really good report, and definitely worth checking out. We've also done our own survey. We've run it across several months from kind of sort of autumn onwards, and that's going to be released, I think, next weekend, this week. And to be fair, there were some positive predictions in there, and a kind of note of caution. This is an interesting one. This is one of the slides in the middle about how people feel about the next year. And although there is some positivity there, which is good, this is the biggest neutral we've ever had and the lowest extremely positive we've ever had. So generally the vibe is people feel neutral to marginally positive at the moment, which is inspiring, of course. Now, in recent years, I've positioned myself as the kind of Ted Lasso of the games industry. I'm upbeat, kind of championing, especially for the underdog, in the face of the adversity ahead of us. It's going to be great, it's going to be great. But, you know, you need to move on. And given kind of recent developments, and particularly on this historic day that we find ourselves today, I thought it might be time to take inspiration from a different American. Now, I may not agree with like 99% of his politics, but there's no denying that Mr. Trump's approach has proved kind of inspirational for many and promises huge results. So I thought, rather than simply kind of railing against this, as I have been doing on X, if you follow me, I thought maybe I'll look at this and see what we can learn from it and how can I apply that. And obviously, you start, you know, the whole point of this is you start with your own business, Pocket Gamer first. So I've started with this, which is the very catchy make Pocket Gamer great again. I'm thinking how we can apply the lessons of MAGA and Trump. Obviously, PG is going quite well. This is our 11th year we're entering now. We won, I think, the biggest independent games conference series. We're very happy with those numbers. We're already planning expansion this year. We are going to be in Barcelona, we're going to Shanghai, we're going to Singapore, and hopefully also Riyadh toward the end of the year. But I don't know if we're thinking big enough. I was trying to take the inspiration. So I've been thinking about where else we could go. We've done several events in Canada. We've done events in the Nordics. The next natural step is, of course, PG Connects Greenland. That's the big audience there, big resources I hear about. It's a good place to go. And I know that for some people go, that's ridiculous, very small audience, it's very cold. Fair point. We're not just going northern. We are also thinking of an expansion of our American activities into Central America. So PG Connects Panama is also on the offing. I think that'll be the second one coming up. A bit more muted. That's a shame because we've already hired the boat, so I was kind of hoping you'd be into that. Another thing we want to take inspiration from, of course, is not just about expanding externally, it's about combating the enemy within. And so we feel it's about time we need to get rid of some of those problematic media there. So we'll be getting rid of a lot of the fake news over this year. Don't worry about that. PocketGamer.biz is your new truth social. You know, and another area which is quite especially kind of important or especially relevant sort of the last couple of days is this world of, if you want to think MAGA, you've got to think about how you can monetize it. You've got to think about merch. You've got to think of meme currencies. And obviously, you know, Trump, if you don't know, he coined his own cryptocurrency, which is currently worth anything between 500 billion and nothing, whatever. But that's at the moment it's going incredibly well. And I'm thinking, actually, we're already ahead of the game there, though. We've already done the currency, so I think we're working on that, and that's actually held its value over there. So you can use those vouchers at all our events. There were so many great ideas, in fact. The problem once you get into it, there's so many great ideas that you can consider. We did think about tariffs, obviously very popular with the orange one. So we had this idea of bringing tariffs to our meeting systems, that 20% of all the deals you do here would be retained by us. Apparently, I've got some of the government representatives who came and said that's not legal, so we won't be doing that, don't worry, until we take over the Supreme Court. So that's out of the way for the moment. The second thing, we did also consider sending everyone back on day one from the conference who wasn't from the UK, but then we realised that's like 55% of the attendees and most of our sponsors, so we're not doing that either, so we've abandoned that. So in all seriousness, I do think there's things we can do from this. I mean, whilst not everything that Trump does is relevant to us and our industry and even our country, it's not like far-right politics that ever work here. You know, and I'm no kind of Trump or Musk. I don't. Despite my kind of growing waistline and my media influence, I'm neither of those guys. But there are some things you can take from this movement. I think if we can just ignore the kind of inconvenient fascism and madness and tap the energy, kind of bravado and creative thinking of this movement, there is something for us here. It's about thinking kind of bigger. So we need to think bigger. When you think big out of the box, we need to be ambitious. We need to get that kind of that vibe going. So I saw this I saw this meme, which is doing the rounds on the X, and I thought this is kind of on the right line. So there's a few corrections I need there. First, we need the anti-cheat code in there, so that's sorted that. Topical. And then I thought, actually, who cares about Elon? This is what we need. We need, collectively, it's me, but we need to collectively make the games industry great again. So with that in mind, I'm getting with the program, and this is where we're going. And I think there is, I think despite the challenges we're facing, the hits we've taken, the people we've lost, hopefully temporarily, the opportunities that lay ahead of us really are greater than they've ever been. The games industry is huge. It is bigly huge. It is last year was anywhere between 188 and 200 billion. Oh, there we go. 288 and 200 billion. Some people put the market forecast even bigger than that. Statista, who seem to have more faith in SEO than actual data, tell us, no offense, tell us we're worth 450 to 500 billion. We aren't, but it's creative thinking is what we need. So that's Statista. We are the biggest creators industry. We have been the biggest entertainment industry for some time, and our IP and technology is in massive demand by other industries who want to cross over. Everyone wants a piece of the games pie, whether that's from the movie studios, the sports leagues, subscription TV channels, music stars, even newspapers like the New York Times are getting on the act. And the biggest stars, as I said before, are lining up to appear in films and TV shows based on our IP, and that's still happening. Some of these have come out, some of them are coming. And crucially, we are growing. We're a growing industry. Most analysts haven't yet come out with their 2025 predictions, apart from Statista. Newsy we're still waiting for. But we've got to expect that they're going to be predicting sort of 200 billion-ish this year. And our player base is growing, not just the revenues. Our player base is definitely growing. We have almost getting towards half the world is playing games. And more importantly, we're a truly global market. As we'll cover in our kind of global trends track sort of later on, the games industry is growing all over the world, and it's growing fastest in some of these emerging markets. Investors are slowly returning. I know it doesn't feel like that, but they are here. We've got over 140 investors at this event this week, so hunt them out. And we're seeing more and more deal flow kind of coming through on PG's Biz, and it's not just seed investment, and it's not just acquisitions. We had a Series A for Turkish studio Grand Games of the day for $30 million, for instance, and there's a lot of that kind of news coming through. We'll have all the data up to Q3 was showing steady growth again. We haven't had Q4 yet. We're waiting again for Drakestar and the others on that. That might be revealed in our Show Me the Money track. I think it's later today. And generally, there are a number of forces, or as Matthew Ball calls them, growth engines, that make me think we could be on the verge genuinely of a new golden age for games. Like one of the key things is this kind of distribution revolution. Like the hierarchy is being disrupted before our eyes. Apple and Google's duopoly is being challenged in the courts, being challenged by the industry. Nothing against these guys. What they've done and what they are doing has been vital to our industry. It's helped the industry kind of grow and get to where it is. But there is time to move on and change. We're seeing app stores coming fast from the likes of Aptoid, Huawei, Samsung. Epic Games, of course, here today. We'll be talking later. They're doing activity. And there's even, as many app stores there are even kind of more D2C portals springing up with the likes of Agana, Matchar, Zola, and Almi and others. And even the mobile operators are getting back in on the game. So the distribution is changing. That is going to create huge opportunities. Alongside that, we have a proliferation of new channels and platforms for people to play games on. I call this gaming everywhere. Everything now is becoming a games platform. Telegram's been blowing up with like 20% of the audience playing games. WeChat Minis made 2.4 billion in the first half of last year. Discord is bringing games experiences. New York Times has it. Games are on LinkedIn. And alongside that, the HTML5 browser gaming tech is getting better all the time. The experiences you can browse and stream are better than ever. You've got kind of cloud gaming coming through to regular TVs from Samsung and mobile devices from Samsung, and obviously the likes of the Games Pass offering cross-platform experiences. Gaming everywhere and game distribution are huge opportunities for all of us. There's other new tech to adopt as well. VR, MR, XR headsets get more powerful and less intrusive every iteration. New console hardware on the way. Obviously, the Switch 2 is coming. Web3 gaming is still chipping away. It's delivering a few results, and we're starting to see signs of what that might look like. And it's likely to be given a flip by the rally in cryptocurrencies and the way that the US government is going to be favourable for this And of course, underlying it all is AI, AI, AI. AI relentlessly advancing into every element of games production, from ideation, design and marketing to UA, QA and economy testing. And it even offers, at the far end of that, it offers the promise of entirely new games experiences, created easily and personalized to the player. So yeah, big opportunities from the tech side. There is, sadly, we talked about at the start about those job losses, but that does mean there's a huge talent pool out there to draw on right now. There's some very, very smart people who hopefully will be rejoining the industry, either in startups or established businesses looking to go. And there are many, many more reasons to be cheerful. All those incredibly smart monetization and UA and advertising folks have continued to innovate despite the pressures they've faced. New hybrid business models are emerging. Rewarded services, not just for UA and advertising, but also for just playing games are kind of increasingly prevalent and changing our player economics. The brand advertising remains a huge opportunity. We're still getting a very small piece of that pie. Government support is another reason to be cheerful. Not just in emerging markets like MENA, the UK's come out confidently saying they want to support the games industry more. And of course, we have one of the biggest games in the world, the latest iteration coming out, which is going to be exciting. And it might well raise the expected price of video games, which is going to be helpful. That's one of the things that Matthew talks about in his report. It hasn't really increased for a long time. So there's a lot of good reasons to be cheerful. And as I say, Matthew, do check out this report. Even though it is massively long, there's a lot of interesting data in there. And of course, the future's brighter, even brighter. More engaged games. I show this slide a lot. Every successive generation, they may not be going out drinking, they may not be going to nightclubs, but they are playing games. And they're playing more games that are more engaged than ever. So the future for our industry literally could not be brighter. So all of which leads me to think that 2025 is the year when we can make games and the games industry great again. Are you with me? Yes, that's good. Okay. So obviously, you can't do that with just, a slogan on a hat or a few slides. So over the next couple of days, we're going to have loads more detail about many of the trends I've talked about here and many of the opportunities. We've got 31 tracks over 2 days and 4 track rooms. All of that content, see as much as you can live, all that content will be available on video within 2 to 3 weeks after the show, and you can browse that if you've missed anything. And if you don't know what's going on, check the schedule. It's on the site. It's in Meet to Match. If you haven't gone to Meet to Match, go into Meet to Match. We've got over 2,500 delegates at the moment registered. Not all of them in Meet to Match, because nobody gets Meet to Match Pass, but a lot of them are in there. 1,300 companies. So please go in there, check that out, arrange some business meetings, or at least say no thanks to people who try to meet with you. There's a great show to explore. Got 3 floors. There's Expo and meeting at the top, Expo in the middle. Track rooms all over the place. We've got a whole new marquee to sit in outside, and the Mount Calm. Fringe events going on. If you're part of this, Investor Connect is starting this morning at 10. We've got the Big Indie Pitch Mobile this afternoon, Big Indie Pitch Console tomorrow morning, and the Publisher Developer Speed Match. A lot of these are already full and planned, but some of them involve allow you to kind of walk up, and if you are doing that, try and get the time to make sure you know where you are. We do also have a journalist bar, which disappointingly remains a dry bar. Journalism is not what it was, but if you want to drink, we'll be having our party tonight from 7 at Bounce, at the usual place, so you can play ping pong and drink some shots with Almeida and TikTok supporting. And if you're a VIP, you've got the golden ticket. Our VIP reception, I think, starts from 5:30 or 6 in the VIP space. You can have some cocktails and canapes before we kick off. If you've got any problems, visit reception. We've got some very helpful people there. Maybe give it half an hour while everybody's coming in, but they will help you out. There's really useful FAQs on the site, and the support mail is actually the best way to get help right now, support@pgconnects.com. And if you're enjoying the show, we just want to share something with someone, or just want to get into a massive argument about politics, this is the place to go, apparently. So use the hashtag PGConnects on the new Twitter, and we will tweet with you, engage. Wi-Fi, it's on your badge, you don't need that. So a few final thank yous, because I've not overrun too much. None of this happens without help, so I need your help to help me thank some of the guys behind all this, our sponsors. So a huge thank you to our diamond sponsor, Almeida. Can we get a round of applause for the diamond sponsor, please? Thank you. And to our titanium sponsors, TikTok and Epic Store, and our platinum sponsors, Cashkick, Exolo, AppCharge, and, keep going there, pause is fine. Our gold sponsors, Sensor Tower, Digital Turbine, Amber, DevDev, BoomBit, Raps PR, Bid Machine, Supercell, Pokey, Crackle, Gaming Lab, Unity, the British Columbia Government, Adjust, FastSpring, Usercentric, SmartX, Moloko, Aptoid, Personally, and Cloudflare. Thank you so much for all your support. We really love you guys. We also have silver sponsors and bronze sponsors who are also brilliant, but you've got to pay more if you want to read your name out. And thanks to our, I can't read all day. Thanks to our track sponsors as well, who'll be speaking and sharing their insight on some of the tracks. Our associate sponsors and our media partners who help get the word out. Huge thank you to our incredible speakers. I've over 280 taking part and sharing their insights. We really appreciate them. And of course, the Still Media team who do stuff. So thanks to them. They're working very hard. Finally, if you do enjoy this, we will be more of it. You can do the same thing in lots of different places around the world. We've been in San Francisco in March, just before GDC and GDC week. Then we're going to be in Dubai, start of May, for Dubai Games Expo Summit, which is the biggest games business event in Dubai. We've got a new event coming to Barcelona in June, PGC's in Barcelona, start of June. Date will be confirmed in the next week. We're just finalising the venue at the moment. And we're going to be in Shanghai. We do have a date for that, it's not on there. In the week of China Joy, we're doing a summit there. And then we'll be also going to be, we'll be in Helsinki as usual at the start of October. We will also be in Singapore this year. We're also going to be back in the Middle East again, in Jordan, in Aqaba this year, and almost certainly in Riyadh towards the end of the year as well. More of that to come. So, the other things that are happening, we are actually, we've not got a slide for it, but we are going to be celebrating the best of UK game developers in our top 50 UK game developers reveal, which is taking part in Trackman 3 from 12:40 on the big screen Heroes track.